Peace. You know who this is. I got to do this video real quick. Tariq is back at it again. Once I saw this thumbnail and him talk about hip hop, I said, let me fast forward to the part where he talks about hip hop. I got to a part, I see he's talking to Revenue. I think that's Revenue again. Shout out to Revenue. I want to see how they go back and forth with each other on this issue because it's not up for debate. I want to see how Revenue educates Tariq because you know Tariq is a dummy. He's still trying to die on this hill, but we're gonna see how Revenue does. Let's go, family.
Meaning that black people was in America prior to slave. I haven't seen any supporting evidence for
Have
that,
seen
or any experts that even support
it.
that.
Yes, you have. You're just in denial because you want to tether off of us and try to make us immigrants like you. There's plenty.
No, it seems like you want to tether off the Native American war success.
We're the foundation of Black Americans. We don't have to tether off anybody. We're the foundation of this nation. So we're not like you. We didn't have to latch on to somebody else's culture, right? Huh?
What culture we got the last on? We gave y'all electric slide. We gave y'all hip hop. So I don't know
Where?
what do we have
Who?
to
We
tether on?
who?
Huh?
Who? You? Who gave us hip hop?
The the the, the black diaspora. We gave y'all hip hop without toasting.
You see, Tariq try to skip over the electric slide. The electric slide does come from the Caribbean, but we're gonna keep it going. He's still trying to argue hip hop.
Without Kool Herc, without
Oh,
Grandmaster, y'all wouldn't have hip hop.
dude, we debunked all that shit in microphone check.
Tariq, you're from Alabama.
And
How you gonna debunk New York
I'm a
City? That's
no,
already.
no.
That's a fact. You're from Alabama. How are you going to debunk New York City? New York City, for 50 straight years, have been saying the same story about the origins of hip hop. There's nobody who can go against that origin story. So I don't know what you're talking about, but we're gonna keep it going.
They
No, no,
already
no, no, no. Y'all ain't gonna talk that shit like New York City is some kind of foreign island. A lot of
You talk about New York City like it's a foreign island. Every time something bad happened in New York with a black person or quote unquote bad, you automatically say that they Caribbean. Why do you do that? Because you claim like you talk about New York like New York is not even a part of America. But y'all want to claim New York when y'all want to try to tether yourself to all New York accomplishments. But we're gonna keep it going.
folks from New York are from Alabama. Yeah, we all listen to the same shit. You a foreigner. We you
Tariq, I can't go to
if
California and
nobody
tell
was
people.
listening to no damn reggae, I done talked to all the pioneers, dude.
One, black people was listening to, I'm not gonna say reggae, but I'm gonna say Caribbean music and music from other places. We know that. Harry Belafonte was like at one point the most famous black man in America. I think he's also the first black man, first black artist ever to go platinum. Also, you didn't talk to all the pioneers. You didn't even talk to the Trinity. You didn't talk to DJ Kool Herc. You didn't talk to Grandmaster Flash. You didn't talk to Africa Bambaataa. Who you talk to?
All of them. They said none of us were listening to no damn reggae. We weren't listening to no damn Caribbean music. They told me
Tariq, you got a whole song tethering all Jamaican music, flags, time to
Yes, he does. Let's see how Tariq answers that question.
come on. Like we're not gonna play. You were talking Jamaican on
just
that song.
babbling, sir. That ain't got nothing to do with the creation of hip hop. You just saying shit. That's what
See how he skipped over that?
tethers do. You get
So who's a pioneer?
tethers get debunked and just start saying shit. You know,
who's a
but
pioneer of hip
y'all used
hop?
to doing that shit at the green card office. Y'all just be up there saying anything. Listen, I was born January 1st, nigga. I need food. I'm 15 years old, nigga. I'm a teenager. Y'all just used to saying shit. Yeah, you're just
So I'm lying
you
that
lying.
Kool Herc is the founder
We
of hip
didn't
hop.
get we did not get hip hop from Kool Herc. No, we didn't. We love Kool Herc,
So Kool Herc is not the founding father of hip hop. He's not the father.
but nobody got hit. What did Kool Herc bring as far as the elements of hip hop? What did Kool Herc bring?
I want to say this real quick before I'm gonna give Revenue a chance to answer. But I want to say this: DJ Kool Herc invented the merry-go-round technique. When he premiered the merry-go-round technique on August 11th, 1973, that's when we declared that day the birth of hip hop. He's literally the father of hip hop. That's what he created. And also, you're talking about hip hop, about the five elements of hip hop. Africa Bambaataa came up with that concept that there are five elements of hip hop. Africa Bambaataa did that. So by even using the concept that hip hop is a cultural movement with five elements, you are by definition acknowledging the Caribbean origins of hip hop and its creation. And oh yeah, by even calling hip hop, you're acknowledging that because Africa Bambaataa named hip hop.
He brought everything together.
Oh,
If I have tomato paste and I have
they brought everything together, everything that everybody else was doing. We were already Bebo, and
One, you're trying to discount that because again, like I just showed you how he created stuff. But let's say he never created anything; he did just bring everything together. That still would be him creating hip hop. Because like this, I'm gonna use the example I always use when it comes to this. Carl Benz invented the car, right? Carl Benz didn't create the carriage. He didn't create the engine. He didn't create steering. He didn't create the wheel. He didn't create any of the fundamental elements of a car. But he put them together in a way they never been put together before, and voila, we have the car. That's the same thing with anything. Most inventions, most creations throughout human history have been that. People taking things that already exist and putting them together in a way that they never were together before to create something new, separate and distinct. But we're going to keep going.
already doing breakdancing.
you wasn't toasted in America.
We were rapping. What are you talking about? We were rapping.
You wasn't
Also, you see how he just said rapping? Rapping was the least important element of hip hop up until like the 80s, like the mid 80s. People didn't come to hip hop shows in New York to see rappers. They came to see DJs. That's why, and they came to see breakdancers. That's why if you go look at all the earliest hip hop tours and hip hop people going international, they were all breakdancers and DJs. The same way people don't really care about DJs now was the same way people used to feel about rappers. So again, that shows how much you don't know hip hop. But we're gonna keep it going.
We were
toasting.
rapping, fool. We were rapping. There were people rapping on records. You had Pig Meat Markham rapping on records.
You just named Pigmeat Markham. The only people who count Pigmeat Markham in as far as the origins in hip hop is Africa Bambaataa. That's the only source of that because we have the source of where hip hop rapping comes from, and those people do not mention Pigmeat Markham not one time. The only person who mentions him and gives him any credit or attaches him in any way, shape, or form to the origins of hip hop is Africa Bambaataa. Again, so if you're using Africa Bambaataa for that, you got to use him for everything else. And Africa Bambaataa already stated the origins, the creators of hip hop were Caribbean.
Doing 4-bar rhymes, rapping. We were already rapping, sir.
So your DVD is debunking eyewitness accounts that the general consensus in New York that Kool Herc is the founder and the founder and the pioneer of hip hop. That's not even debatable in
As
New York
the
City.
godfather of hip hop, but not the creator of it.
Wrong. DJ Kool Herc is the father of hip hop. Africa Bambaataa is the godfather of hip hop. Phone call, but I'm happy you at least you're getting more and more. You're giving more and more props to DJ Kool Herc. Sooner or later, you're gonna just have to come out and acknowledge he's the founder. But we're gonna keep it going.
He's the pioneer. He's the
The
pioneer.
God,
I didn't say he was the
right.
godfather. That's his title, the pioneer of hip
He's
hop.
not the creator of hip hop. Then what did he create?
Yeah, he's the founding father,
What
just like George Washington is the founding
what did
father of
he
America.
create? Stop babbling. Just answer. Okay, if he created it, okay. We did a whole movie. Graffiti was in the 60s in Philly. That was cornbread. We had
What Cornbread was doing in the 60s was not what we was doing in New York in the 70s. To even call what Cornbread was doing graffiti as we know it as an art form is is kind of is kind of crazy and disrespectful. Because we love to connect everything together, but Cornbread was doing literal graffiti, where he was just like going to places and writing "Cornbread was here." Graffiti as an art form, that was created in New York with bubble graffiti and all these. Cause that's why when you think of graffiti, and then close your eyes and think of graffiti, the graffiti you're thinking about was created in New York. The graffiti that Tariq just talked about with Cornbread is the stuff you see in school where people write Derek was here on a book or something. But we're gonna keep it going. And again, it doesn't matter about who created what elements. They were put together in a way that they never been put together before, and that's how we get hip hop.
In the movie, we had DJ Hollywood, who was really one of the first people rapping on records like that. We had Kool Rock, who was Kool Herc's MC. He ain't Jamaican. He didn't even know Herc was Jamaican. When he met him, he said for the first 2 years he didn't even know Herc was Jamaican.
Nobody knows who anybody is in New York because New York is so mixed up, and it doesn't matter. It's only about whether you lit or you not. You cool or you lack or you whack. That's it. That's what you people don't feel to understand. Don't You're failing to understand, and that's how it is pretty much for the whole black community. That's why pretty much the entire leadership, for the most part. Wait, how I want to phrase this because I don't want to be somebody trying to come back later and argue with me about a technicality. A large swath of the leadership and people who create stuff is people who would be outside of a traditional ethnic group if black people had one, which they don't. But we're gonna keep it going.
That don't change the fact he's Jamaican or Grandmaster Flash or Red Alert
And
or Bambaataa.
you can't sit up and say what we got from you. Then you know you're Jamaican. You were acting like us. That's what we're saying, sir.
That's immaterial. So if somebody's acting like somebody in America and they commit a crime, you're not gonna say, "Oh," you're not gonna let somebody say, "Oh, well, that person doesn't act like wasn't acting like no Nigerian. He was doing the stuff that he saw in America." We ain't Crips in Nigeria. We ain't Bloods in Nigeria. We don't be sagging our pants rapping about selling drugs in Nigeria. That's American stuff. That's American behavior. You're not gonna let somebody try to pass that person off as an American now, saying, "Well, he tethered himself to y'all culture. That ain't got nothing to do with us." But we're gonna keep it going.
Just like you have to come over here and act like us. You ain't over here running around with flip flops and fishnet shirts. You acting like us. You got to
What's acting like a black
um,
American?
um, with swag, using our slang, getting a line up on your haircut.
That was created in New York. All of that stuff you just mentioned was created in New York and it was created by Caribbean people. That's the funny part about this. I'm old enough to remember when people didn't get lineups outside of New York. That was a thing. I remember going down south and seeing people with messed up hairlines. You can go back and watch old black movies and TV shows from like the 80s. Everybody hairline who's not a New Yorker, hairline is messed up. Unless they dealing with New Yorkers or not, their hairline is messed up. Like Tariq, you from the South, boy. I remember y'all used to get a literal bowl on your head and they cut your hair like that. You used to get bowl cuts, crew cuts, army cuts. Somebody just cut your hair. I didn't have lineups. All that dressing with all the expensive designer, that go back to the Harlem Renaissance with Caribbean immigrants coming into America. They was the elites in their country. They understood designer and all that. They had the bags. They had the high end stores. Like most of the swag, quote unquote swag that people think of when they think about black people comes from New York. And there's no element of anything that came from New York that can be separated from Caribbean people and Puerto Ricans. It can't happen. Nothing. So what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand what you don't understand about that. Like I'm old enough to remember when how people from LA dress, how people from the South dress. They're all dressed like New Yorkers now.
Getting your hairline pulled back down forward more. Lotion. Uh,
You got Black Dottie in here. You talking about hairlines? You got Black Dottie here.
who?
You
Nigga, you got black down and you got razor bumps around your beard. Nigga, your chin look like a nutty buddy.
Now Tariq trying to deny he got dye in his hair.
Hey, we want to talk about grooming habits, and your hairline is,
You got Beijing, so you shouldn't be talking about hairlines.
dude. I just look good, sir. And you're like, well, you're way younger than me. You look like, man, you got elderly face. You got all types of craters and shit on your face. Your skin is bad,
What crate is what? How my skin bad?
dude.
I go to the spa every week. Trick, you got Beijing in your hair. You talk about hairlines like you said. Come
Dude,
on,
your
you're in your 50s. You're in your 50s. Let your hairline
dude,
go, bro. You don't gotta put all the black
my
dye.
hairline is fine, sir. Your hairline is ate up and chopped up and screwed, sir.
We seen the pictures of you with the dreads and the black dye coming down
You, like,
on your eyebrows and shit.
that's
Like you gotta
your
stop.
mama's wig. Them Jamaican women be having them old crazy crooked reggae wigs. That's from your family, sir. You're the one who had to get an edge up with a butter knife, sir. I didn't. I have a robust foundational Black American hairline, sir, and you got razor bumps and scabs all around your chin, dude. You look like a bullfrog by the face, sir, because you come from poverty, eating them dirt cookies, and it's making your skin bad, sir. So that
Bro, I mean, we do better in America than Black Americans. So yeah, we may
yeah,
came from poverty. You had a 400 hit
better where?
head
Do
start,
better where? Driving Uber? What do you do better in? You do better where?
bro. Majority of Black immigrants are in the economic capital of America, New York,
Do better.
and we thrive here.
What are you doing better than us in New York?
We're more homeowners. Medium income is higher. We live in middle class neighborhoods.
Hey, who? Homeowners where? In New York?
The majority of homeowners in New York, I think, for like the last 100 years, have been like Caribbean, like the black homeowners, like property owners and stuff. I think for like the last 100 years have been Caribbean. But I think they're not talking about hip hop no more. I'm probably gonna fast forward a little bit and see what they talking about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let it play for like 2 more minutes and see if they get off or whatever.
Yeah, yes, Springfield, Canarsie, Flatbush, White Plains, Gun Hill.
Home?
Uh, uh, f- f- yes, homeowners. These are neighborhoods that we run and own. Are you
I'm
serious?
talking about 40 niggas living in a Section 8 brownstone. Really? What we doing there? Yo,
The medium income of my neighborhood alone is 150 per household. 150,000. Not even we're not even we could talk about Roselle, Canarsie, White Plains, and the Bronx. These are all middle class Black neighborhood that was founded by Black
they
immigrants.
weren't founded by no damn Black immigrants. Y'all kind of moved into these enclaves that
Bro, Black Americans was in Bed-Stuy,
dude.
Brownsville, Mott Haven, and these rundown areas. We came in and built
No,
the middle
dude.
class, the Black middle class in New York.
And you're in Brooklyn?
I'm in Queens.
Okay, because I go to Brooklyn, I go to these little immigrant enclaves. It ain't all popping like that.
I bet you're not going to no project building.
I go to these little immigrant. I went by like a little place that was supposed to be a soul food place, but it was a bunch of non FBAs running it, and it wasn't the business out there.
I mean, New York is a Pan African city. Like everybody, that's why I say your FBA thing won't take off in New York
What
because this is a Pan African
what
city.
the F,
You know, we all work together, we make money together, we live
what's
together.
an FBA thing, and what is there to take off? We're already here. This is our lineage. It's already
Oh, the xenophobic
all
rhetoric, the xenophobic pseudo.
projecting. No, that's you projecting. We ain't got to take off, nigga. We are the damn culture already. We've already taken off.
Wrong. You're not the culture already. But I'm probably gonna do like 1 more minute, 2 more minutes, and see if they go back to hip hop. If they don't, I'm gonna end it here, family.
What culture? FBA is a
A
fringe group that's not even federally recognized.
blackness.
Huh?
Black Americans, we are the culture of blackness. We are what blackness.
The only thing federally recognized is African American, not no foundational Black
We
American,
rec-
not
it
that.
is federally recognized. The hell you talking about?
Yeah, African
The
American. That's federally recognized.
foundational Black Americans are federally recognized. It's the same thing.
Now Tariq is lying. Last time you was asked about it being recognized, you said it was recognized on Twitter. Now you saying it is federally recognized, and now you saying it's the same thing as African American. Y'all just heard Tariq. He just said FBA is the same thing as African American. Ooh, man. That might have to be a separate video all in itself.
Or what doc? What? Oh, so you're now an African. You're now a generic African
Oh, yeah,
now.
I've never been a generic African, sir. We're
So why you selling old
we're,
Ghoul hoodies if you're not a
we're federally recognized, and you're federally fleeing, sir. That's why we can't.
federally
That's why
free?
we can't be deported, sir. That's being federally recognized. We can't be deported.
They, I mean, if they get rid of the 14th Amendment, they could
No, they're not,
deport you.
no,
As
they're not gonna do that. See,
you're only a citizen under the 14th. Just like me, we both 14th Amendment
oh
citizens.
no, but
So
they can take your ass up out of here. They can't take me, sir.
yes, they did. Look what they did to W.
Wait, did Tariq just acknowledge that if they remove the 14th Amendment, they could remove black people? He did just acknowledge that just now. And then now he tried to flip it.
The boys.
What they
He couldn't renew his passport, and he left to Africa.
He could have came back. He
No, he couldn't have. He couldn't get his passport
Yeah,
renewed.
he wanted to go on over there to Ghana and all that.
No, no, he
Yeah, he
didn't.
did. He didn't. He wasn't exiled from this country.
Yes, he
No, he was.
was. He couldn't get his passport. He couldn't get his passport renewed, and he is a citizen.
He wasn't exiled. You can't exile citizens, fool. Y'all stop lying about history and making shit up. Hold on.
So
Oh,
how did W. Du Bois leave
let me
America
get
then?
EJ in here, brother. EJ, hop on in.
All right, so that's enough. I'll probably do a part two. I don't know. But that was some good conversation. I'm happy. Revenue cooked Tariq yet again. He's dumb. He doesn't know anything. And I'm gonna thank everybody for making it to the end. Donate to me if you can. Support the channel for the love of the game, or if you want me to make something for you, make sure you hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, like and share, subscribe. I already said that. Sorry. Follow me on my social media sites. And on that note, family, peace. I'm